Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we're here today to play a little game called Duskers. Duskers recently left early access. It's available on Steam at a discounted price until May 25th for $17.99, and it's developed by a little group of indies called Misfits Attic. You may recognize the name Tom and Holly Keenan, also the people behind A Virus Named Tom. Now, I actually had the fantastic opportunity to play Duskers way in its early days when it was just a prototype with a couple shapes and the command interface been put in place. At that point in time, Tim and Holly were both prototyping a lot of different games. They had Chess the Gathering and they had Duskers, another game, and Duskers was really one of the games that a lot of people who were also messing around with it and communicating with them, like I was really adamant about them making a push forward. They're like, yeah, Duskers. It's so, we love the idea. Like, let's see more of it. And I covered it in two separate videos going back, wow, probably 2 years ago now. And like I said, when I played it, I love participating in the development of games super early on. For some people, it's like, oh man, that looks terrible. That's early. To me, it's like, no, like you get to see this transformation. And as I said, when I first played Duskers, it was shapes. There was no sound at all. And I remember at one point thinking a command interface when they first implemented it was actually a rug. That's how early the art and everything was. Like I love seeing how far the game has come since then. And Duskers is so much more now. But the one thing that remains intact that I always really enjoyed about the game was the command interface. The idea that you're going to type out everything like you're a dude sitting at a computer to send these drones out to explore these derelict spaceships. And Duskers has some amazing vibe and sort of atmosphere behind it because of that. But we'll talk more about that while we're actually playing. Let's go ahead and boot into it. Of course, we've got our wonderful Duskers boot utility here. I feel like I'm sitting in a musky, dusty corner of the space station while the commander's like, Tony, you gotta send those damn drones out to get the fuel off of that derelict spacecraft. Yeah, I got it, boss. So let's do that. Let's send our drones out and hop right into our game. You notice there's a challenge mode, though. You have training you can go into. This is a brand new game I've started for the full release. So we've already explored one of the derelict spaceships in the system here, which is the Lone Star. Isn't it the guy from, like, Spaceballs? Our current ship name is the Justice Rider. See, this is the point in which I'd like to take on the role of some guy sitting in the back of the spaceship on a computer and have nothing to do with the command of the spaceship, because I would never name my spaceship the Justice Rider. But that's just me. We got a couple other ships in the system. The Pele, the Square Paper in the Attic. And you'll see that we have a bunch of other stuff going on in this interface. So if we press 2, we can look at the galaxy and then eventually the universe. We can also look at our drone configuration, which we'll check out in a second. We've got our ship configuration. We do have upgrades that we can eventually apply to the Justice Rider. So maybe we're the tech guy, and we also deal with upgrades. I'm doing everything I can to distance myself from the naming of that ship. And if we go into modifications, we can take a look at mods that we can apply to our ship, to our upgrades themselves, as well as to our drones using scrap. So scrap is something that you're going to find aboard these derelict spaceships. And currently I'm sitting on 6 scrap, so not much. So this is the cool thing, right? Not only can you upgrade your drones, okay, so I can like increase his speed, I can increase their max HP, I can convert, basically convert a whole drone into scrap. That'd be a terrible thing to do. We won't do that. We can also further modify the upgrades we have, basically the drives or the modules that we have for our drones. So this is a motion upgrade or module for the drone. You'll see that it has a failure probability. You'll also notice I picked up this stealth drive recently that has a much higher failure probability. It's already been used by another drone that I salvaged it from, but you can also go ahead and upgrade this. We could also convert it into scrap if we found that it wasn't useful, or perhaps the failure probability was much too high. So we could do last shorter but recharge very quickly. And again, we will eventually have upgrades for our ship. We can also go ahead and assemble new components as well. So we can assemble another tow, another generator, or another gather component to slot into one of our drones. And if we wanted to do that, we would go into drone configuration. We'll see our current drones, their names, their HP, and we'll also see the modules that they currently have equipped. So Vinnie is all about that motion sensor. He's got a gather module, and he also has the stealth drive that we picked up. Cliff has got a generator, another motion module, and then Luke has the tow and interface. He's also a much lower HP drone. So, he's kind of the tech / tow truck guy. It's like if your tow truck guy showed up in a hovercraft instead of a regular tow truck, basically. He's that kind of a drone. And if we had additional equipment down here, we could swap it in and out. We could maybe put the interface inside of Cliff if we didn't want it inside of Luke. There's a lot of nice little layers to Duskers. You know, it starts off, you're just going to be playing the game. You're probably going to wipe at one point and ruin all of your drones, but that's okay. So we've already boarded the Lone Star. Let's go ahead and visit the attic here. So you're going to notice it has a class type. It's a Barge B, infestation type 1. Fortunately, they start you off with an initial ship that has no infestation, so we're going to have to deal with some sort of a virus or an alien organism here. It'll tell you its age, whether or not it's stable, its distance from your current position, its potential scrap capacity, and whether or not you visited it. So let's hit T and travel, and then go ahead and hit B to board it. Now we're going to select our drones, essentially, because if we had another drone or if we had reserves, we might want to swap them in and out, considering the ship and its hull integrity and so on and so forth. Everything looks good, though. We don't really have much of a choice right now. It's early days for us as a drone-wielding scrap collector. Okay, so this is my favorite part of the game, is all of the interface stuff is so absolutely fantastically well done. I just love this. So let's read the communication we got here. See how they're scrambling like scattered ants? Don't they understand there's no time to understand, let alone prevent it? Some of us may survive. I mean, probability dictates that those be a pocket somewhere, unaffected, cut off from the rest. You know, I've created something. Why they that can't find these theoretical them, help them, offer them a solution, continuation of our research, salvation, I suppose. I've broken stipulation of the AI you are since we last spoke. The last grain has fallen and the gloves are off. Shit, I'm afraid to hit enter. Tell me this isn't pointless. So this was possibly the last communication from this ship. We can see that this is the number of the communication found in the archive. There's a lot of corrupted ones as well. Let's hit enter, though. Now, this is our overhead command interface. We can look at all of our different guys over here. If we go ahead and hit space, we'll go into the actual in-game view with our drones itself. And, of course, this is like a drone view, right? So everything's sort of based off motion sensors. It's not standard, like, vision-based visibility. And you'll notice our command console down in the right corner there. So we're currently over here. A1 is the door that opens up, and you'll notice we've got some stuff going on down here in R2. So this is another area of the ship that we can already see. We've got, looks like a drone that's been crashed down there. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, considering we are docked and we should be able to do this, is I'm going to go ahead and type motion while I am currently selected with Cliff. So he's going to scan the room directly outside of where we docked and let us know that it's okay. So that's good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit open A1, and that's going to open A1's door. Now we can manually control our drones and simply pilot them into the spaceship and start to look around, or if we wanted to, we could simply type drone to a, no, let's do, sorry, we don't actually need to do all of that. We just need to do, wow, it's been a while since I played. Let me just see if I can guess this correctly. Drone 1 R3. I think it's actually just, well, the good thing is there's a help interface, so let's do basic commands. Navigate, that's what it was, navigate. I knew that. Navigate. One, R2. Oopsie, I should have said R3. Navigate. 1, R3. There we go. And we can send good old Vinnie there into R3 alongside of Cliff. So, for now, let's actually just kind of... Oh, that's an open doorway already. Okay. Things are okay. We've got a generator here, which is going to be important for getting the rest of the ship's power on and letting us sort of identify where things are on the ship. So let's go ahead and switch over to Cliff here. Cliff, of course, has this generator. We're going to bring him on down. We're going to station him next to the generator and simply type in generator. And he's going to go ahead and power things up. Now we can use our motion sensor to better navigate the ship. Essentially find out where that threat is, because we know that threat exists. So let's go type motion while we're in this interface here. Oopsie, hold on a second. Let's actually do it while we're just right on Vinnie. We'll do motion. Okay, so that whole area inside of D12 is completely filled with baddies, and we'll also notice that our scan isn't reaching R6 and R7, so those could potentially be bad areas. D4 is currently open, so I have the ability to close D4, so I'm going to go ahead and close D4, because we don't want that open. Right now what we want to do is we want to get into R2. We could eventually, as it's telling us, there is a strategic option that pops up, giving you a little bit of a hint. And we could eventually herd the bad guys into D12, into R2. But first, I want to open D7 because I want to find out what this wonderful little drone has here. Possibly if we could even rescue this guy. So let's leave Cliff here because we're going to need him for the generator. Let's go ahead and get a hold of Luke here with his tow. I'm not sure the condition of this drone. He could be operable. We could save him potentially. Hey, it's Wally! We found Wally! We could actually tow him. We could also, of course, swap for his upgrade. Let's see what he has. He's got a shield and a sensor. Let's go ahead and tow. And let's go ahead and set Luke here on a navigation back to home base. Back to the ship. So we're going to navigate 3 to R1. That's going to let us start taking care of other issues elsewhere. For example, dealing with the enemies that now exist inside of R2. But before we do that, I'd like to go ahead and explore that a little bit more, because we didn't really look at that all the way. There could be potential scrap in there and other resources that we would not want to miss out on before we go ahead and flood it with bad guys. Looking pretty clear. Let's get Vinnie out of here. We'll close D7 up. Close D7, please. As soon as I learn how to spell, this will make you a better typer. That's what this game will do. There's no room for Miss Micro when you're commanding the life of drones. Something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's go ahead and open D12 very carefully. Things can go south pretty quickly in this game, and that's where it really gets fun. Like early days, you know, you're playing the game, you're just kind of adapting to what's going on. Let's go ahead and get a motion scan up as well. So we're going to want to do motion. Oops, hold on a second. Helps if I'm actually selecting someone with a motion scanner. Okay, they're inside. Let's quickly close D12 before they make their way back. Oopsie. Quickly! Miss Micro, close D12! Close D12! Oh my god, what am I doing? What? It's oh, okay. I think they were trying to make their way back out as I was closing it. Okay, you can just press D12 or the number of the door. There's no point in typing open or close. As long as you type it, it'll do the opposite of what it already is. So we can close D15 by just typing D15 right now. So that's good. We're all clear there. I'm going to go ahead and open D8. And then we're going to hop back into Vinnie here and go and explore that area. I love the sound effects, man. They just ended up nailing it so well, you know? To go from a game that didn't have any sound when I first played it to be able to hop into the game when they added the audio and, you know, the sound effect of the drones. It's just so good, man. I love what they've done with the interface and the visuals. Absolutely fantastic. So we can't interface with this. Obviously, we're gonna need to hop on over to good old Luke here. He is got Wally inside. We're gonna keep Wally right here. We're gonna go ahead and unhook the tow here. And leave Wally there for now. Poor Wally, we'll probably just gonna end up salvaging him, I'll be completely honest. I don't know that we can do much else with him. I don't, you know, if we can repair him. I guess we'll have to find out when we get back to our ship. Come on, Vinnie, you're in the way, man. You gotta be smarter than that. Alright, let's go ahead and interface with this. Oopsie. Okay, the interface isn't powered up. Okay over here, Cliff? What's going on? We must have another generator source somewhere on the map then. Well, actually, this whole room isn't powered up, so yeah, there must be a generator somewhere else that we're missing. We're pretty much powering all these rooms down here on the bottom. This is gonna be a bit sketchy here. Alright, let's go ahead and take Cliff. It's okay, Cliff, you're okay. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, we have to be missing another generator source somewhere. There we go. Now we can get Luke to interface. Awesome, so we can do a ship scan now through the interface. We can activate and deactivate the ship's defenses, which is not something I'm sure I want to do, because that could definitely go one way or the other, but let's go ahead and look for the interface list here. I think that's just going to bring up what we have. Alright, let's do a ship scan. Awesome, so we got a couple other beacons here. We can see a potential scrap. We got the other generator source. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open D9 now. We're going to go ahead and get Vinnie going through here and checking the rest of this place out while these guys are taking care of this situation. Let's just get Luke a little bit closer there. We've got some scrap. Fortunately, we can gather with Vinnie, so he's going to go ahead and gather up that scrap. Got some fuel as well out of that fuel station. Now you can actually type gather all and it'll gather everything in the area automatically. The drone will just kind of do his thing. Let's get D11 to open, make our way on in. We got some more ship upgrade. Awesome. Ship upgrade, remote power. So we'll have to tow that back. Also has ship defense, controllable via ship access terminals. Cool, cool. There is the ship defense itself. I don't know that we can do anything with this. Let's try and interface or see what's going on with it. I don't know if we can take this with us or what. I don't think so. Probably not. Gather that scrap up. Let's get Luke up here. I don't really need him at the interface anymore. I don't believe we can. Oh, we can. We can tow. All salvage was placed in the docking bay. Okay. Okay, there we go. I was like, wait, are we grabbing it? We got it. Yay. Alright, cool. I'm glad we didn't turn on those ship defenses, because that would potentially have been very bad. I don't know if we could destroy whatever that threat is with them, though. That would be pretty cool to find out. This is looking like a pretty successful mission so far. Let's go ahead and check that overhead again. We need to get back down into R2 so we can hit up those bottom levels. I really don't want to leave any area of this ship unexplored. That would be highly unfortunate. The game gives me, you know, it's got a really good sense of atmosphere, and it's got those good vibes going. Like, just think of some of your favorite, like, sci-fi films, you know, and then put yourself in, you know, like, again, like, inside the ship, like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm the drone command guy, and let's send these drones in and navigate the ship first and foremost. It actually reminds me a little bit, I know this might be blasphemy for saying this, but I don't remember that film particularly well, but the one remake, did we just do what I think we did, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing? Close D12, man, what are you doing? No, it's all gone wrong. Quickly, D11. Oh, what do we have open? What do we have open? D8 is open. Close D8. Close D8. Oh my god. I'm like, what is that thing? Oh, dude. It's okay. Luke took minimal damage. The bad thing is that let's motion scan quickly. Vinnie, I need motion scan, bro. They're back in D11 because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I guess that's where we wanted them though, so that works out somewhat. Anyways, let's go ahead and take Vinnie and head on back down this way. We're gonna have to get Cliff as well so he can reactivate the generator for the bottom half of this spaceship, I should say, sorry. Come on, Cliff, over yonder. Whew. There was a point, if I remember, early days for Duskers when anything like a bad thing, essentially, you know, some sort of an alien anomaly that was looking to attack you was just a bunch of yellow dots floating. And there was something actually equally creepy about that. I like how we've got, you know, some fully fledged out drones with guns and stuff now, but there was something equally creepy about just mysterious floating yellow blobs. Very X-Files. Alright, guys. Let's get down into D13 here and see what is below. This is actually a highly risky situation because we don't know the scan on that. Okay, there's stuff down there. let's go ahead and switch to Vinnie and do a motion scan here. Maybe we can actually corner whatever this is now that we know it exists to some degree. Alright, let's do D6. Let's see if we can get it to move. It's not like super high threat, whatever it was, but it was definitely about to attack us. I just don't know if it's going to change into the other room. I don't think it will. It looks like we've got more, actually. Possibly where A3 and A2 are. No, those are just docking doors. Never mind. I knew that. Don't listen to me. It's just other docking points. This thing really is not going to get out of here. I really don't know. Let's try this. I got an idea. It's a stupid idea, but we're going to do it anyways. Let's go stealth. D13. Open this bad boy up. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is! It came back, it was in the other room! Okay, come on, motion, let's do this. I gotta be honest, I haven't had this much genuine fun playing in a game. Like, in a while, I'll be completely honest. There's just something about this game that puts a huge smile on my face. Okay, I don't know what to do at this point. Like, I don't know if it's back in there or what. Like, it's playing mind games with us. Let's stealth one more time. And I'm gonna go D13, and if we don't see it, we're gonna close the door right away. It's there, unfortunately. Hey, I just need you to, can you go next door, please? No, that's bad. That's very bad. That's really, can we close him in the door? Can we, okay, here's the deal. Oh no. Vinnie, man, you gotta run, dude. No, Vinnie! D5! Open D5! We gotta save Vinnie! Oh, okay. I think we're good. Motion. Please tell me it's locked in there. I'm gonna close D7 just in case. I'm just gonna sit here for a second and think about what I've done. Okay. It's okay, Vinnie. You have the ability to gather. We're gonna grab these resources, and we're gonna get you home safe, man. It's all good. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna leave right now. I promise you, everything's gonna be okay, my friend. Everybody, let's get back to the ship. So one way we can do this is we can do navigate, and we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, R1. See, it helps if you make a space in between. Navigate 1, 2, 3, R1. So they're all gonna go back to the ship. I think that was a good haul. Severely damaged Vinnie, and also minor damage to Luke. But at the end of the day, we got a Wally, which is great. Actually, what does Wally stand for? It's like Waste Allocation Loader, something like that. It was actually really terrible when I found out what Wally stood for. That's a great film, by the way. You should totally watch it if you haven't. Let's go ahead and hit exit. Hell, let's get the hell out of here. Whew. Well, the stealth no longer works. We got some... I don't know if it was worth it. We got some scrap. We were able to add Wally to the fleet, so we could potentially bring Wally back to life. We just gotta find Eva, and we'll be all set. We got the 2 best characters in one of the most odd and amazing films in a very long time. So we did get that ship upgrade, so let's go ahead and slot that upgrade. We got remote power, bada boom, bada bing. It's got 0% failure probability, as currently anyways, which is fantastic. Let's take a look at our drones. How they doing? Obviously, we're gonna want to scrap this stealth drive, so let's go ahead and move that to our inventory. And we will just leave that there for now. That thing is useless. Hey, Wally, my friend, how you doing over here? Can we activate him now? Swap upgrade. Quick swap. Swap drone. Control drone. Yeah, we can. So why is he yellow? Oh, because he has no health. Okay, that's something I don't know how to do. I'm gonna be completely honest. How do we... You can tell I haven't played the game in a while. Okay, drones. Wally, what's up, my friend? Repair HP by 10%. Oh, that's gonna be an expensive repair. We'll repair Wally a little bit at a time. How about that? Let's go ahead and scrap this stealth drive because this is no longer used to us. 1 scrap is better than no scrap, I suppose. That's another, you know, whatever, how many points to Wally potentially. We're gonna keep that ship upgrade. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, we got execute. Okay, execute. Alright, that's good to go. Let's go back to our drone configuration. As good as it is to have 4 drones, I'm gonna go ahead and leave Wally in the reserves for now while he recuperates, while we further prepare him. Potentially would want to repair Luke before we go into the next mission, or at least just be a little bit more cautious and not screw things up. Now that's the fun thing about Duskers, right, is that you can cause the chaos by simply mistyping, but as you get more efficient at that, you know, the game's gonna throw harder stuff at you too. Like that was, you know, really a very small threat level in that particular ship. Things can be way, way worse. Like I said, this was Infestation Types 1. So things could be, you know, way worse than some of the other galaxies. We've got a couple other ones here. We are currently in Proxima Superduris. We've got Keenan Dos, Balios, and Kyrsis. The cool thing is you can actually go into the game's config files and you can set it up so, oops. You can set it up so there's a different pool of drone names because there's a set pool of names for the drones. So you could modify that so it could be all the names that you want, which of course is fantastic for streamers who want to throw their community into the game and have them show up as drones. Very, very XCOM-ish, right? That's Duskers though, guys. At a very quick look, there's obviously a lot more to the game. We've got some other objectives here. You can see the logs that we've picked up from different spaceships. It's such a wonderful little game, you know? Like, I know I call it a little game, but there's a lot here actually. You know, we've got all of these different things to explore. The galaxy, the universe will open up, all the different modifications. I love the complexity of the commands because they're simple, right? And a lot of them autocomplete. And once you wrap your head around them, it's not something that's very difficult to learn. It's not actually as daunting as it seems, and it provides an immense layer of satisfaction for this game. Like, without the command interface, Duskers would be half of what it is. To me, that's 50% of what makes Duskers really special. It adds to the atmosphere, it adds to the overall vibe and feel of Duskers, you know? It just does a damn good job, man. Congrats to everybody at Misfits Attic. I'm really happy that I got to see Duskers in such an early state, and then to watch it evolve over the years, and now to finally have it released on Steam. Honestly, if you like stuff like XCOM, you know, if you like those types of sort of strategy games, obviously this is real time, so it's a little bit more intense. And if you've always wanted to like play a game that really captured that sort of old school like command interface hacker wizardry stuff, that's the biggest thing it reminds me of. Like I said, is that guy in the deepest, darkest, you know, like just crummiest corner of the spaceship, just running the drones on his computer, you know, with like his 16 cups of, I don't know, space coffee or caffeine, just like, yeah, I'll get the drones out in a second, damn it. Can't you see I'm wrenching on this one right here? You practically got him killed with that hyperdrive, blah, blah, blah. I like games where I can make my own stories, and I can fill in a lot of the blanks, and Duskers is a game that very much lets you do that. I'll have a link down in the description below if you guys are interested in checking Duskers out, grabbing it for yourself. I'll give you a link to the Steam page. As I said, it is currently $17.99 on sale until May 25th. Grab it while you can. This is a game definitely worth checking out. I promise you're going to get possibly hundreds of hours out of this if this is something you're interested in. If you guys have any other questions for me regarding the game, anything that we talked about in the video, feel free to throw it down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.